Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Let's Talk About It with Yogi Hamm. I'm Yogi Hamm. That's my garage. And you see what we're talking about tonight, so we might as well get right at it. So it was 1970. Way back in, yeah. I was 7. But over in Russia, they decided, okay, we're gonna drill a hole. We're gonna drill a hole through the crust, and we're gonna study all the pieces we're pulling out as we're drilling. We're gonna study that stuff, so we know exactly what's at every depth, all the way down to through the crust. So they drilled for they drilled from 1970, and they stopped in 1989. And what happened was they reached a little bit over 7.5 miles that they drilled down in there. And so everybody's like, well, what'd y'all stop for? Like, did y'all find something you wasn't supposed to or something? That's what everybody was doing. You know, they was like, oh, why'd you stop? Now, the official word was that they didn't expect it to be as hot as it was at that depth. They thought they had a ways to go before it would get that hot. And but it did. And then they said at the depth it was at the heat it was at, rock and everything would just be like plastic. And but anyhow, so they drilled down a little over 7.5 miles, and then they abandoned it, right? Because of the high temperatures. They said it was 356 damn degree, boy. Imagine how hot that is. That's pretty damn hot. But but that's deeper. That's 7.6 miles is how deep that was. That's deeper than that Macarena Trench. Marinara Trench. Yeah, that's deeper than that. You believe that? That's crazy. But anyhow, so it's called the it's called the Russian Borehole when you're trying to look up at the stories and everything, right? But it's actually the Kola, and that's a Kola super deep borehole. Yeah. And so all the stories I heard about it, over years is that it was big hole. It was a big old dang hole, right? And then I forget when this first started, but I was on the internet there years ago, way back, long time ago, like, and all of a sudden I seen that story said, they quit drilling that. They quit drilling that hole because they recorded a bunch of horrifying noises. And it was like, they quit drilling because they reached hell. That was the stories. That's the first thing I heard about it. And I was like, what? And it said, hear them noises right here. And I click on it. And it was one of the scariest things I ever heard. And the reason it was scarier than hell to me is because I was sitting in the dark. I was at the computer. I had a desktop. That's before we didn't have no laptops. We had a desktop. And I was sitting there at the desk right off the side of where the dining room is. And it was dark. I didn't have any lights on because, I wasn't up moving around. I was sitting there, and Now I was just cruising around looking at it, said, and I saw that story, and I said, "Oh, let me read about that." And it said all that, and I'm like, "Well, I gotta hear it now." But it's scary, boy. And I've got up and turned some lights on. Yeah, I did too. I ain't even bothered about telling y'all that either. I jump, cause you go listen to that. Go look up something like a Russian borehole sounds of hell or something like that. Boy, by Russian borehole screaming sounds or something like that. And then you go hear it and you'll see what I'm talking about. So I did hear that. And I was like, oh my God, even if that ain't, I mean, it ain't, they didn't bust into hell. I know that. But what is that noise they recorded there, right? I was like, oh, that's some creepy ass crap like that. But it's also, it's the deepest man-made hole in the earth at 7.6 miles. Yeah, and even though they's that far down, they still only like maybe a third of the way through the crust. And it already was too hot to operate. That's so good. Oh my goodness. Imagine, ooh, I can't imagine. I don't want to really think about it. Ooh, it'd be hot. Okay, so, but anyway, here's what happened. So, yeah, they were calling that hole, they were calling it the well to hell. Yeah. And I was like, what? Well, I keep waiting. Are they ever going to tell us what that was? Well, it got debunked. Which, you know what? That's too bad, because I always feel let down. I always feel let down when you find out something is a hoax. Because I know ghosts, I don't believe 100%. I'm open-minded to it. If they prove it is, okay. If they prove it ain't, all right. But I can't, I always hate that when you find out it ain't, because you kind of hope there is something like that. But anyway, what happened was they finally debunked it. The screams heard on the recording, they's taken from a horror movie. Yeah, they got a big old scary movie and put it on there and recorded all them screams from that movie. And then they also mixed it with recordings of subway noises. Like they just went down the subway and recorded them trains going by. And then they mixed that with the screams from the scary movie. And then they said, oh, look, this is what was recorded in that borehole. And then you find out the borehole, it ain't. You know how big it is? It's like 9 inches across. Something like that. I don't remember if it's exactly 9. It could be 8, could be 10. I don't know. But it ain't even a foot across. That's how big a hole is. They try to make it sound like, and when they was telling you all them screams and everything, they was trying to tell you that it's big like an elevator. Like you could drop a whole damn elevator of people down in there. You can't. There ain't nobody that skinny. You can't get in there. You can't get in that 9-inch hole in the ground. You ain't going in there. So anyhow, like I said, I always hate that. Because I always feel let down when you find out something's a big-ass bummer of a fake. Big-ass bummer of a fake. Like, anyhow, let's go get you to a song and get you the heck out of here. Because it's probably about that time anyhow. So, wrap it up. See? Told you I know what time it is. So, song from 1997. Yeah. It's the band is called Mercury Rev. Yeah, Mercury. Traditional. R-E-V. That's the band. And the song is called Holes. I figured since we was talking about the borehole, we might as well put a song in there about a hole. Okay, bye. Come in if you want to. If you want to talk about something. You want to talk about what we was just talking about? The borehole. You want to talk about that? Tell her, did you ever hear that video before? of them noises where they said, "Oh, here's them noises recorded in the hole"? Did y'all ever hear them before? Or is this first you ever heard of it? Go look at that. Go listen to that. That's what I mean. Go look for it. Listen to it. Yes, it's a frightening piece of audio. But now that you know what it is, it ain't gonna be scary at all. Okay, bye. Comment if you want to. See you in the next one. Grover's Nipples.